Do you ever just get sad? Typically, I would like to say I'm a very happy person. I experience joy often. I am happy. I feel I give off positive energy. I feel like I am a very positive, happy person. Honestly, that has become my favorite thing about myself. But sometimes I get hit with like waves of sadness. I used to be somebody who struggled with depression for years, up until I was 23, 24, maybe 23, 24. 2020, like 2021. Yeah, that also could be wrong. I don't know, I think it was like 23, 24. Anyways, I struggled with anxiety and depression very badly. I think actually in last week's episode, I mentioned that I lost 30 pounds before by counting macros and whatever. And those are the years that I lost those 30 pounds, like after the depression. I gained so much weight. I was so unhappy and filled with like shame, some really deep, dark, heavy emotions, and I didn't know what to do with them. I never worked out. I isolated always. I had some pretty traumatic events happen in those years that should have taken me down. The point is that I struggled, and anxiety as well. I kind of want to focus on the sadness, even though the anxiety does come into play. Emotions are all interconnected. I have really learned so many tools that have helped me to fight depression, to the point where when I get like the deep sadness kind of that I'm feeling today, and I guess this weekend, it's like a red alarm. It is like, caution bitch, what's going on inside? For me, that's what all those sad emotions are. I'm having one of those weekends when I'm having all of these feelings and emotions going on. The one thing that I immediately want so badly is my dog Rocky, who passed away almost a year ago. And I think that's probably why I'm feeling like a little bit sensitive right now, because I just feel like we're getting into springtime and that's when he passed. So that comes into play too, because anybody who has struggled with pet loss, or even humans, but you know, just grief, like when you're sad or when you feel like you need a hug or something, like you just want that person or that dog or whatever that is. So that's on top of all of this. So I'm like sitting here feeling all this stuff, but I'm moving through it and I can feel it. I'm like, no bitch, like you are not coming for me. Like depression is not happening from this, because there is a part of me that's screaming like, bitch, go lay in bed, you know, don't open the blinds. Like there is this part of me for some reason. And I know that this is an opportunity for me to choose differently for myself. I struggle with kind of just communicating how I'm feeling sometimes through content. It's like I want to, but it's tough, because also the thing about content creation is that it does pull you out of the present moment. At least the stage that I'm at right now, I'm sure there are content creators out there who don't feel like that. But for me, it snatches you out of the present moment. So I really struggle to get like the vulnerable, real shit in real time. But that's what I want to do. So I'm just like trying to figure out the balance that's going to work for myself. Also, I would like to say, I have been taking some Mary Jane right before this. I hope I can say this. Like, what's the legal way to say it? I don't know. Like, you know, I do believe that plant medicine, like they can really help you through self-exploration. Like I think it's a tool. Personally, it's how I feel. I respect how anyone and everyone feels about it. I don't care. You're not threatening me, but I do believe you can use it as a tool. And I get distracted with that sometimes. Like sometimes I just rather turn on the TV and, you know, not think or whatever, worry about it or feel it. But today I'm like, okay, no, we have to do something different because we're in danger, bitch. So that's what we're doing. And all of this to say, I want to be able to give this to you guys too. Sometimes like I sit here and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at my vision board. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm like, do people know that they should be pulling out the vision board? Like, do they understand how to get out of it? This is gonna be my attempt at filming this, I guess. I don't know, you guys. This is like what happens. I should not have had fun with Mary Jane before because it's making it worse. You know, overthinking vibes. Okay, anyway, first things first. We're getting Chick-fil-A, bitch. If I'm sad, I need a good meal. I'm not that girl who is like, I don't want to eat. No, bitch. Where is the food? And make it fried and make it all the good stuff. And I need a sweet with my salty. Although I don't have one of those right now, but get a good meal, get something that makes you feel good, enjoy it, and don't fucking shame yourself, because trust me, there was also a part of me that went off when I was about to film this and I was like, oh great, like should I pull the mac and cheese out? But like, no. My order typically is a small mac and cheese, an 8-piece chicken nugget, and a small fry. We're so conditioned to just shame ourselves for the food that we like. This is what I like, and right now I'm giving it to myself, and honestly it fits within my macros, so get yourself a good meal, get yourself something that you like. The next thing that I did, I have to like backtrack because I got the idea to do this video like while I was doing this. I decided to pull out my vision board because I was going through like some actual deep healing, and I'll tell you more about that soon. But I have a lot of things that I'm working through right now and that are coming up for me. There's a lot of feelings that are just trying to figure out where they go. What I did was I got out my vision board, and I'm like, let's have dinner with the fucking vision board, you know? That is what I've done. Also, we have a little bit of light in, not too much, because hold on now, we gotta go in increments, but we're trying not to be sad, okay? One thing at a time, we wanna experience. I'm feeling anxiety, which I once again, like, I don't really feel anxiety that much. And that's not like a flex, like I'm not trying to be like, that's a flex. Like I don't really feel anxiety. Like I know what it's like to feel anxiety, bad anxiety. And I've felt it and I've been there. So I'm like, really don't get anxiety that much. I have tools, right? And like, this is what this is gonna be. Like this is tools. And this is tools for me too, to come back and like, remember like, okay, bitch, like this is literally the steps to get you out of your depression. So that's the next thing I was doing is I'm just looking at my vision board. So I am gonna do that. I want to like hone in on that moment and I'll update you from there. But I think this is where I'm gonna like try to take a present moment break, not have the camera up, charge it because this battery's low, bitch. And yeah, and we'll come back to this. We'll talk more. So finished visualizing, looking at the vision board, my lunch with my vision board. My intuition is telling me you need to start visualizing on your vision board like every single day, bitch. I'm not doing it consistently and I'm like barely doing it and I need to be. I definitely take a minute to like look at my vision board every day, but I don't sit there in complete silence, like meditation style, working the visualization piece. So the reason that I initially was like, I should look at my vision board is because I need to be brought to the goal. I need to be refreshed on the vision. When the sadness comes and the depression comes, you know, those limiting beliefs, those negative thoughts, they do come in. So I'm not fully there yet, but like I can feel the sabotage. Self-sabotage is like, knock, 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 bitch, let me in. And I'm like, no, I'm fighting for my life. So that's why I brought it back to the vision and it did exactly what it was supposed to. I needed that. And one of my favorite parts of my vision board is these messages that my listeners for my podcast send me. The kindest things people say to you, truly. If you're somebody who wants to put yourself out there, be seen on the internet, social media, like whatever you want to do, and you're afraid of being seen, please know that there are people that you don't even know that will show up for you. That's what my favorite part of this whole experience and the process and the journey has been for me is like you, my listeners who take the time to share my stuff. People are really kind and people will support you. And if you hear a call to do something specific for yourself, you need to do that shit. And don't worry about what your friends are gonna think, what your family's gonna think, what your partner's gonna think. What do you think? What do you feel? They don't feel what you feel inside. And if you need to do something or try something or take a different route, you deserve to do that. And like, we like live on a rock, you know? It's not that serious. It is, I know it is, but you are amazing and you can do it even if everyone was against you. If it's that strong in your heart and you believe in yourself that much, you can fucking do it. But my point is that strangers show up for you. When you take a chance on yourself and when you just keep blindly moving forward in a direction, you do get signs and messages along the way. Little like yellow brick road stones, you know? Like you're gonna be shown the way. You just have to trust and you just have to believe. And I know that goes deep and there's so much that goes into it. Trust me. That's just what it is. That's the vision board. Bring it back to what you wanna do, the goals you wanna have. What I'm gonna go do now is I'm gonna go see a sunset, which I love to watch the sunset. One of the other things that's making me sad right now is it's fucking cold outside and I want to be in the sun. So I'm gonna go see the sunset, I think. I'm just gonna like get bundled up. Let's go do that. Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay, outfit check. You gotta get the vitamin D. She's so bright right now. Like, I needed this. Got little kids playing. Cute families. Good vibes. And it's honestly, I definitely thought it would be way colder. I definitely overestimated the cold. It feels so good right now. I mean, my hands are a little frosty, but it's great. So I'm either gonna do some journaling or read my book, which is, it's from The Secret, you know, like the one on Netflix, and the book, The Power, which is interesting because this book is all about like manifesting and like your feelings and emotions and how you have control over them and like basically how to manifest. And it's funny because I've been reading this book so much this week, more than normal. I've had it since like Christmas, and now I'm like being challenged with my emotions. Like, okay, God and universe always just be not testing you, just like giving you opportunities to like teach you the lesson. So yeah, so I've been tripping. But I'm either gonna do one of those two things. So I'll catch up with y'all after when we actually get some color on the sunset. To at one point want to get proposed to here. Like, not exactly right here, but this is like near an airport, so the airplanes go on and off, and like if you look closely you can see the traffic lights and stuff on the runway for the airplanes, and it's just so beautiful at night. Truly mesmerizing to me. So I used to want to get proposed to like near that, or at least with that in the background. Kind of a better view, but it's so pretty. All the lights right there, and with the sunset in the background. Are you kidding me? And then when it goes all the way dark, it's just too good, man. Love it. All right, so got back from the sunset spot. It was so nice, very beautiful. While I was out there, I really was trying to work through some emotions, just like pinpointing what emotions I was feeling. One of the best things to figure out what I'm actually feeling, because like, for example, today, this weekend, I'm feeling like similar emotions, but from so many different angles and like categories in my life. So one thing that really helps me just like get down to the bottom of my emotions and what I'm feeling because of my emotions, I use an emotion wheel chart. So this is a big chart where in the center gives you your emotions. So emotions and feelings are different. So the emotions are this middle part, the feelings are going to be all on the outside. For example, the first thing I write when I go to journal about my emotions and work through them is what feelings are coming up for me right now, or what emotions are coming up for me right now. So for instance, I put sadness, anxiety, and grief. Grief is a feeling of sadness, like sadness is the emotion. Feeling grief or feeling despair is a feeling. So I'll always start with using an emotion wheel to really identify my emotions. My other steps for how to work through your emotions, I have a full podcast episode on this, so go check it out. I'll go ahead and throw it on the screen here, but it is going to teach you exactly how to feel your emotions, like how to allow yourself to safely feel what you're feeling and how to process them, like how to figure out what's really going on. Because the best part of being able to process and like identify your emotions is you can figure out what you're feeling and kind of like how to solve the issue. You can go by and be like, okay, is this something I can control or not? If it's something that I can control, then that's an opportunity to get rid of this negative, not fun feeling emotion that you don't want to have. So I teach you all my tips and tricks on how to work through that with like a step-by-step process in my podcast, Unbreakably Bold. So just wanted to share that with you guys, just in case you needed some support as far as the emotional piece, like processing your emotions. And now I have a bath running for me. Bath time is just my time. Any inconvenience ever, or like any negative feeling, I'm like, take me to the bath. That's like my palace. I need it to just feel better. So I'm gonna go take a bath and I'm gonna come out. I have a call scheduled with one of my best friends. So part of what I did at the park and while I was watching the sunset was I did process my emotions, and I figured out what I can control when it comes to the things that are making me feel fearful, because that's the main emotion that I came down to, was I'm feeling a lot of fear and it's coming from different places. So I'm gonna call my friend and we're gonna talk through stuff, because one of the things that I'm working through is like I want to move to California or Florida. My friend just moved to California and she's like a strategist whiz. Like she just does not take no for an answer. So she's the perfect person to open up to about this and just get some help, because sometimes like you just need support, or you just need someone to like talk to and tell everything to. you, and I'm gonna just be open and vulnerable about everything that I'm kind of thinking about, and then get her help to strategize. You know, the best thing you can do is get with people who are where you want to be, and right now she's in California and that's where I want to be. So yeah, so I'll take a bath, come in here, chat with her, and I'll see where we pick up. Good morning. Okay, Sunday morning. I ended up just going to bed last night after I talked to my friend, and that was good. I feel like my eyes are a little swollen this morning. That tells you we got a lot of crying and some healing work out of the way yesterday. And this morning, I just knew I needed to immediately move my body when I woke up, get out there, move. So I scheduled a 11 a.m. yoga class, so I'm on my way to that. And then I don't know what we'll get into after, but yeah, that is one thing that's huge. Always move your body when you don't feel good. This is something that kept me locked in deep depression for years, and with like crazy anxiety for years, as I didn't ever intentionally move my body. So that's one thing I'm doing this morning very intentionally. That's booked and scheduled. So I'm gonna go do some hot yoga. I feel I'm telling y'all right now, if you know that you're not feeling good, you need to go work out. You need to move your body. This is the biggest thing that would have stopped me from doing that in the past, is I automatically assumed that moving your body or working out or getting active means going to the gym. And I don't always want to go to the gym. Sometimes I want to go on a hike. Sometimes I want to go on a walk. Sometimes I want to go to yoga. It's not this all or nothing mentality. Choose movement that feels good for you and your body and in your skin. And we don't give a shit what anybody else considers a workout or not. A workout is moving. It is movement. That is what your body needs. Your body literally, when you move, releases anxiety. It releases stuck emotions, tension in your body. It was so good. It was exactly what I needed. It was way more of a challenge than I thought it would be. Like, I thought I was going into a nice, just like easy flow yoga, and it was fucking intense. I feel so much better. I stopped by Trader Joe's and I got some flowers. I love just like fresh baby's breath, and also got eucalyptus for the shower. And then y'all already know I had to go stop by Clean Juice right there, and I'm freaking out because not them spelling my name Christina with a K. If you know, you know. That is my higher self alter ego. And for me, that is literally God in the universe being like, yes, girl, like clapping for me, patting me on the back, telling me that like I am in the right direction to keep moving, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and kind of just like affirming that I think I'm like really learning, like I know I'm really learning how to work with my emotions. And one thing that's beautiful about a spiritual awakening and just a spiritual journey and practice overall is that you're not okay with just feeling stuck or feeling sad or feeling depressed or feeling resentment or anger. Any of those kind of negative, I would say like red light emotions is how I like to think of them. No, like that is a signal that it's time for me to go within. There's something that needs to be healed there. And I worked yesterday with a lot of healing and just getting my feelings and emotions out and being okay with how I feel. And I don't feel burdened by them anymore. I don't feel weighed down. I feel really, really good. And during that class, the instructor told us to think of 3 things that we love about ourselves. The one that came up to me was, I love that I am resilient. And if you're watching this, you're probably resilient too. We all have it in us. And I want you to take this minute and what are 3 things that you love about yourself? What are 3 things that make you really, really proud of yourself? Internal, external, whatever it is, but take the time and space to really brainstorm and think about what makes you you love yourself? Like, what are your favorite qualities about yourself? I think the biggest thing that I want to just convey throughout this entire video is that you are capable of not feeling stuck or sad or depressed or anxious. And I know it's easier said than done. I've taken myself from the pits of anxiety and depression to where I'm at today, which is being able to know when the feelings are coming and, you know, when my body is like feeling a little bit dark and heavy, and when I'm like, oh, I don't want to work out, I don't want to move, I want to keep the blinds closed, right? Like, there are little triggers that go off for us, little red flags and alarms that go off for us, telling us there's something that you need to look within, there's something that you need to do to figure out what's going on, there's something that is wrong. And you are capable of figuring out what that looks like for you and taking accountability and control over your life and changing it, you know, and going within and asking the hard questions and pushing yourself to do the workout even though you don't want to, and making yourself just eat a good meal even if you're not hungry at all, because you know that that is what your higher self or what God in the universe or just your most aligned version of you would want for you. That's what your future self wants for you. It's all about being able to hold yourself accountable in that aspect. So I hope that this... Is it weird to call my vlogs episode? Because that's just what I want to say. Like, I hope that this episode helped you and gave you some practical tools that you can use in your everyday life. Remember, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but movement, get food in your system, buy yourself something to make yourself happy, journal or talk out loud in a mirror or with your friends, communicate what's really going on inside of you and pinpoint what emotions you're feeling prominently during this time. It's important. This work is important, and you will genuinely just be a happier, better person because of it. These bad moments, these negative emotions, these times when you're feeling stuck or not very good are not here to punish you, and they're not here to set you back. They're here to teach you something, to tell you something so you can propel forward even harder than you would have before. Because let me tell you what, I feel ready to fucking go. I feel back on my mission, back on my purpose, back in my skin and my energy, and I am ready to take on today and the rest of this week, month, etc. And I don't know, I feel like something kind of just opened up inside of me doing this. And I honestly think it's because I was able to share it with you all. And I hope that you're able to like give me your feedback and your thoughts about this episode. You know, I just want to know how I can support you guys. I do have for my podcast an anonymous form. So I'm honestly going to just start linking it in all my YouTube videos. And if there's a way that I can support you, if there's a topic you want to talk on, if there's a situation that you're going through and you think maybe I can, you know, create something to help you and the rest of the world, please let me know. We're all in this together. So thank you guys for your time and your energy. I am sending you so much love. Go kick ass this week. Thank you for being here.